This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News, joined by promoter Eddie Hearn here after the press conference for Canelo-Berlanga. Eddie, how you doing? What did you make of everything that unfolded up on the stage?
It's quite calm, wasn't it? Quite low key. I think that sometimes the problem, like it's a little bit like this with AJ. Sometimes they've done so many. Yeah, the face-off was good. I like Edgar's up for it. He's bringing the fire. He really is. You know, he's showing no fear. He knows the task is difficult, but he's here to win. And you know, I think sometimes guys like Canelo and AJ, they've done like how many presses, and it's just like same questions all the time. Well, he said he's going to stop you in the 6th round. What have you got to say to that? It's like nothing. We'll see on Saturday. So you're gonna get a good fight on Saturday.
Obviously, we've seen in the past, and the fight which kind of springs to mind most recently was Billy Joe Saunders' antics in the build-up to when he fought Canelo, kind of prodding the bear almost. Edgar, maybe not as much during fight week, but they've had their back and forth. Do you feel like he's prodding the bear? Do you see any similarities to how that week?
No, I think that it's a little bit dangerous. I think Munguira did it as well, where actually I think Oscar De La Hoya did it in the last build-up, where you just switch Canelo on a little bit in training. You know, it's very easy to become complacent, but these great fighters who have done it so often consistently, one thing they don't have is complacency. But sometimes they get a little bit older. Sometimes, do you really want to put the runs in? Do you want to cut a few rounds off sparring? The knees aren't great. But sometimes when you get the pressers like we had in LA for this one, just switches them on a little bit. But very aware of the challenge, but also know that our guy has got no miles on the clock. He can punch, and he's up for it. And you hope that Canelo Alvarez at some point will deteriorate, or physically won't be the same, or didn't have a great camp, or is just not really up for it as much anymore. And it can make a difference. But, you know, you're up against one of the greatest fighters of all time.
I remember seeing the initial announcement press conference for this fight. It was the week after Crawford Madrimov, and Canelo said to you, you kept mentioning my name during the week. And you said to him, yeah, we have to build the fight. What's the relationship like with yourself and Canelo at the minute whilst you're in the opposite corner?
Good. I mean, that was kind of tongue-in-cheek, but everybody asks the questions about Canelo. So, of course, it's a talking point. His name's going to come up. It's just like when Fury fights, AJ's name comes up, and vice versa. And, you know, that's a credit to him because he's a big commercial draw. So the thing is with Saul is he's going to do whatever the fuck he wants. And he couldn't care less what anyone thinks. He couldn't care less about anyone's opinion. He knows what he wants. He will do the right business for him. And if that's with us, great. If it's with PBC, no problem. But when you're straight like that, you know exactly where you are at all times. We've got a great relationship. I respect him. I like him. I think the feeling's mutual. But if I've got nothing for him, he's going elsewhere. And that's fine because, you know, I'd rather that than someone who's a snide, you know. So Canelo, the legacy part of what Canelo has achieved is kind of taken care of now. All it is now is what fight does he like and how much money is it? And that's it.
That leads into my next question quite nicely. Obviously, I know you're in the business of Edgar Berlanga and you want to see him upset those odds on Saturday, but let's say Canelo comes through and he said, like, he had a huddle just and everybody was asking about David Benavidez, and he said, you know, he doesn't really bring anything to the table, but he wants legacy. So then I asked what fights are out there which can benefit your legacy, and he said that he's running out of options. So what is there for him?
The legacy's done. All it is money. But he's not, you know, firstly, I'm not even so sure Benavidez, you know, will want to come back to 168 after moving up. But secondly, it's just about money. And that's why he's put out the 150 million. You know, he takes less. But in his mind, yeah, you think that's a big fight? Oh, it's a massive fight. Good. Give me the money. And guess what? I'll take it. And he will. But I'll only take it for the right money. And when he says about legacy now, I don't think there is legacy out there anymore. He's become undisputed. You know, he's a multi-division world champion. He's undisputed at 168. What else can he do? He won 3-time world champion, 3-weight world champion, isn't he? Or 4-weight world champion. So, you know, he's done. He's done it all. So now it really is about the money for him. And he loves money. He's got a load of it, but he still likes making more. And he likes competing, you know. But he does want fights where people come to fight. That's why he's not interested in the Crawford fight. He doesn't want to fight a guy that's moving around and just trying to win rounds. He likes Berlanga, he likes Munguia, he likes these guys because they're coming to fight.
No, again, with that, like, Benavidez, he's an aggressive fighter.
Yeah, but also I think Sal's aware of the physical size that Benavidez does rehydrate to. And it is a tough fight. And he's Mexican. So he probably, in his mind, he's like, yeah, that's a tough fight. So you better give me a lot of money for that fight. And if you don't, I'm all right. Like he, like the whole, if you don't fight Benavidez, that'll cloud your career. He don't buy into that. He goes, good, fucking cloud my career. See you later. But he's got pride. And if someone can come up with the money, I know he'll take it.
Do you think the Dimitri Bivol rematch still interests him?
They won't take that fight. I mean, it depends what happens against Beterbiev. Because Sal will want to avenge that defeat. But Eddie Reynoso will also know that he was well beaten in that fight. I don't think physically he was himself, Sal, in that fight, to be fair. But Bivol boxed well. And, if he was to beat Beterbiev, I don't see Canelo taking that fight.
But if he lost, do you think it'd be interesting?
Maybe. Depends how he loses,
What about the Conor McGregor talk? Is that a fight which you could see him pursuing?
I mean, look, for me, no interest. I don't think Canelo's too big for Conor. Conor's not an idiot, by the way. He's a smart, he knows at 147 or around there, he probably fancies chances a lot of people, but up at 168, not a good fight for Conor.
Just a few other quick ones, Eddie. Boots. What's going to happen? Are you going to pursue his mandatory? Are you going to move on with other targets?
Decided yet. I mean, we're talking to Chudazian's team. Really, I want him to unify. But we can only do that if we take the Chudazian fight. So we probably will take that fight and then see if Norman can wake up, or if not, try and fight Stanionis or Barrios. And, Boots is in no rush to move to 54 before he unifies. So for me, I'd like him to do that, but it would mean going through with that fight.
If that Crawford fight was possible, do you think he'd move to 54 then?
Take that now. He wants that fight bad.
I know we spoke about Joshua-Dubois yesterday, but I was interested. Have you got kind of any type of a side bet at all with Mr. Warren on that fight?
No, it's too much on the line. We don't need side bets. It's a massive fight for both of us. Obviously, for AJ, for us personally, but for our business as well. That's a massive fight. And for Frank. So the Matchroom v Queensbury rivalry is reignited next Saturday. It's going to be a great fight. Very tough fight for both men.
I'm sure you've seen Anthony Joshua's comments that a Deontay Wilder fight isn't kind of completely ruled out. Do you disagree with that? Or
all it is, Andy, is he'll fight anyone. I think he just likes to fight everybody, different styles. People have talked about that fight for a long time. We signed to fight that fight. We're half an hour away from announcing it. But for me, I don't think that the AJ Wilder fight has legs unless Wilder comes back. And let's be honest, is he going to come back? Is he even going to box again?
Eddie, I appreciate your time. Leave final word to yourself. Anyone to leave on?
Get ready for a big night on Saturday and get ready for a massive night next Saturday, Riyadh season, record-breaking night at Wembley. See you there.
Cheers, Ed.